Good.
Okay.
We need to talk.
This meeting of the mayor and board of aldermen for the city of Cleveland is now in session. If you have business before this board, please come forward or speak up and you will be heard.
Ted, will you open us a prayer?
Let us pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we come this hour of the evening to give thanks to the many blessings that have restored unto us. We just thank you for this privilege and we thank you for this opportunity for allowing us to come together to discuss the business of the city. We pray that everything we do and say will be in your will. It is in Jesus Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Welcome the Collins family here tonight. I'm going to give a proclamation, and I'm not going to do all the where is. I'll make a couple of personal comments and then read a little of this. But Roy and I were first cousins. Our grandmothers were sisters. So we had a real long history together. And I tell you what, Cleveland's a better place because he's been our way. But I'm going to read a little of this just to give you some background, which I know everybody sitting here really already knows. But Roy Leslie Collins was born in Cleveland, Mississippi to Roy Preston and Louise McKnight Collins on November 1st, 1941. Roy graduated from Cleveland High in 59, and then he was an outstanding athlete there, football and track. And he went from there to Ole Miss, and I guess it was short-lived because he came back to Delta State, is my understanding. A lot of people have used that same scenario. But he was instrumental in a lot of things in Cleveland. I'll mention a few of them here. The First United Methodist Church Kindergarten in Cleveland, Cleveland Volunteer Fire Department, Cleveland School District Board member, and I think he followed his daddy on that. Cleveland Baldwin County Chamber of Commerce president in every office they had there, along Linda had them as well too. Cleveland Medical Center Foundation, Industrial Foundation, and he served in a lot of capacities. He was a Cosman Award winner, and it was because of his outstanding service. He was a loving family man. Roy loved the love of his life. Linda was married to Linda for 57 years. He loved his children, Chris and Leslie, and Bill Ryan Tabb, his son-in-law. But his real pride and joy were Collins and Ansley, and I'm sure y'all will attest to that too. He was big on his grandchildren, as we all know. Roy was a very generous man, helping numerous families behind the scenes and never wanted us to know. His motivation was a sheer joy and comfort that his generosity instilled in those who were on the receiving end. Cleveland's a better place because of Roy Collins, and I'd like to present this and get a picture with the family. You want us to get?
Wherever you want to stand. Okay. That's good. Thank y'all.
God bless y'all.
Okay.
Thank y'all.
Thank you. Such an honor.
Legacy.
Thank y'all. Thank you all. Good to see y'all.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Okay. We will go into public hearings.
628 Jane Street, Charlotte D. Sappington Estate. 1804 Cowan Drive, Doris Thomas. 1222 Alo Avenue, Eliza Shorter Estate, care of Aaron McGee Henderson. 826 Alo Avenue, Loretta and Tara McCoy. 606 South LaFour Avenue, Federal National Mortgage Association, care of Community Loan Savings LLC. 603 South LaFour, Jimmy Brian Jordan. Lane Street, 3328-670, parcel 2200, Willie Nunley et al. Lane Street, 3328, parcel 2100, Willie Nunley et al. 1703 Brewer Drive, Lenora J. and Martha Head. 205 China Street, Federal National Mortgage Association, care of Baxter Credit Union. 616 North Bow Avenue, Holloway Holdings LLC. 507 South Bayou Avenue lists no progress, but they've requested a 30-day extension. So if you would include that in your motion. Highway 8 East 33 parcel 1301. Sanjeev Kumar, Steele, Josh, and George Salzar. 502 Lee Street, Delta Investments Limited, Urban Management. 406 White Street, Renell Margaret Little, excuse me. 404 White Street, Renell and Margaret J. Little. Here's another one, 502 Mercury Street. Mr. Trotter, this is the last one to read anyway. This is Shanna White's requesting a 60-day extension. You concur with that?
Yeah, she obtained a building permit and it's gonna take a little while.
And you recommend the 30-day extension on that?
Yes, that's correct.
With the recommendations by Mr. Trotter and those I've read, it would be in order for a motion and second to adjudicate.
I have a question first,
Okay,
Mr. Mayor. And just as a follow-up to this, there are two parcels in my ward down the street on South of 606. I think 603. Yeah, south of 4.
Yes, sir.
We've had a lot of discussions about that. What is the next step?
We scheduled for cleanup after tonight. We go down and assess and schedule for cleanup.
Great. Neighbors down there will be so happy.
Yes, sir.
That's all. I make a motion, we approve with all the, whatever the exceptions are that were made part of the record.
second Kirk, Brian, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. All right, engineering. Josh?
Yes, sir. I have a few updates. I just want to give the board on some of these projects we have actively under construction. We're wide open on the wastewater treatment plant. We've got 2 different crews on 2 different areas of the site, but they're in full throttle for construction on that one. Our North Street Drainage Improvement Project, we're looking for the contractor to start in the next month. On that project, he's going to start on the east end at the Gabion Ditch. I'll have a better update and on that one as soon as we have a move in. I'll send an email to make sure everybody know kind of the schedule and road closures and all that type of stuff. We are taking bids on our Martin Luther King and Court Street Sidewalk project this month in the next 2 weeks on August 17th. We're taking bids on the Airport Grocery Road project on August 9th. We just started our concrete work on our street project today. They'll be on that for the next probably 6 weeks. We're actively under construction on the former sanitary sewer pump station. And the only other update, we have 2 quotes to approve the clearing of the trees on that section of Jones Bayou between Highway 8 and Shelby Street. We'd like to award to the low quote. And that's all I have.
Hey, got a motion?
No, I just want to ask him a question
Not
about
sure.
the thing and all we're talking about today.
Okay, let's get the
Yeah,
motion.
going to get this out of the way.
Robert made a motion.
Second.
Be a second, all in favor, say aye. Okay, all approved. Go ahead, Jim.
Josh, when we have third-party contractors in Cleveland, if they're working for Atmos or Energy or whoever, are they required to check in with anybody? Are they required to check in with you or with community development or what?
No, sir, we do have a utility permit application and a form they have to fill out and get approved. But after that, no, currently there's no process for them to communicate with anyone locally or anything like
I
that.
wish we would reconsider the way we do that. If I build something at my house, I have to go get a building permit and Billy has to sign off on it and they're going to come inspect what I've done and so on and so forth. I think we need to do the same thing with these third-party contractors because they come in here and they mess up stuff
Yeah.
and they leave Cleveland and they leave it in a wreck.
And we clean it up.
Right over there across from Pierman Elementary, where they tore all that ground up, it has looked horrendous for a year now, and it still looks horrible. And we're gonna have to send our public works people over there to clean it up because these people are allowed to leave town without doing their job.
Totally
Yes,
agree.
sir. I'll get with Mr. Trotter and we'll clean up that permit and then we'll get
Yeah,
it to
let's-
Danny to review and we'll add a lot more language.
Well, and let's make them, they have to sign off when they leave that job.
Thank you.
Point well taken. Okay,
Mayor, we need to go back to public hearings. We had a second item under public hearings we need to address.
oh, okay, excuse me. The,
Yes.
Jack.
Go ahead.
Yes, Billy, you want me covered that?
Go ahead and cut that.
Jack's family is just requesting a 36-foot variance. Your maximum sign size is 75 square feet and they want 111 and it's their standard corporate things.
Who is asking? I'm sorry.
Jack's Family Restaurant, they're located where Crave was or.
Off that Crave
I
lot.
thought you meant the Jack's family was asking.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. That's what
I apologize.
I posted a sign, ran an ad in the paper, so it's a public hearing.
Yeah, it's not a
No one
problem.
tapped it.
Whatever.
Need a motion?
yes. Robert made a motion. Is there any second? All in favor, say aye. Okay. All right.
That'll be demolishing the crate tomorrow.
All right.
Yeah, I see they got
Good.
those are there. Okay, Danny, city attorney.
It is before you to have a motion and second to approve the consent agenda.
So move.
Brian,
Second.
Ted, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Item 2 there, you say authorization to release judgment entered in error. That is something about our 21-19-11 process that we probably need to clear up. I've been talking with Jamie about it. I'm gonna talk with Kirkham too. You've got an owner that has 2 different properties and the cleanup wasn't on this property. So it needs a motion and second to release that.
So moved.
Really, Danny, Ted, all in favor, say aye.
I have a question real quick.
Sure.
Under that, I got from the MML, I received the updated notices and orders and all for nuisance. Can we not perfect a lien through the taxes?
That's what I want to look at. Do
We
it.
do that in other towns and we send it on October 1st, a list of all our expenses and they assess it to the everyone taxes. And we get paid when they pay their taxes or else they don't pay their taxes and it goes to sale.
It would be easier than doing what we're doing.
Oh, yeah.
The problem with why we're doing it this way is because it was a problem getting it on the tax rolls. Let me go see if I can fix that first.
I mean, I'll send you the form. It's very simple. You put PIN number, parcel number, amount, the reason, and the name, and Will Hooker says, boom, it comes out and
That works that way on the grass cuttings, doesn't it?
That's what that's confrontational.
put grass in,
Yeah, I think that's,
and we get a check.
With the grass.
yeah,
You're
yeah.
not gonna
It's the
use,
wheel every year in
We-
September.
We do that for public assessments as well. We do it every September. Yes, sir. So we already do.
We already put it on taxes.
That's what I thought.
well, I think that's a better way than collecting judgments, because if they don't own anything,
Yeah.
it's just
I like it much better. That's why I put it in that memo, but I want to be sure we figure it out. I'll talk to you and them.
All right.
Let's see. There's the thing in your packet from Jamie. It's a $300 cost. It's an assessment as to the need for redistricting, and it's the individual that y'all use. Need motion and second to approve.
Ted,
Second.
Robert, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, okay.
And that is it. Even our litigation report is actually in writing in there from Jamie. You probably won't need that for executive session.
Okay. Well, then Billy Trotter.
Yeah, I have several for planning commission. We'll go with these one first. It's Marshall Howes requesting a 24-foot side yard setback variance to Article 6. Section 16, real one side about to construct 48 by 26 carport in the existing location the other one was in. Only able to affect Chris Collins, and he actually wrote me a letter and I attached it to the file that he's in agreement with them replacing that. So we still got to advertise. Need permission to advertise.
so moved.
Second.
Okay, Robert, Danny, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, okay.
I got Mr. Grant Clemens here requesting a recommendation to the mayor and board to sell alcohol for on-premise consumption at 301 Cotton Road. I met with Mr. Clemens and Greg and Captain Linkus, investigator Tribble, and I had each one of those gentlemen speak with Chief Bingham. Chief Bingham got some concerns, want to do it.
Mr. Clemens called me up and told me, correct me if I'm stating wrong, but he's wanting to open a pizza parlor, I guess, at the 301 building and run it from 5 till 11 till 1 on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday nights. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And he during our conversation, he was talking about having a full menu up until 10 o'clock and then having heavy hors d'oeuvres from 10 o'clock till 1 o'clock, and still have his bar and beer sales going on. And I told him that I thought that was going to be a problem because then it would be turning into, instead of a restaurant, it would be turning into a nightclub, and the exclusions are a little bit different. So I just wanted to bring that before you let you know what we had discussed.
Yeah, we got here because I denied his application. And so he appealed, of course, to the planning commission and redid his application because I advised him that we wouldn't have nightclubs, and especially in the downtown area. And so he went back through and he come up with him a menu, whatever. So I brought to the planning commission. And again, we all met and explained to him that there's no nightclub allowed in downtown. If you have a restaurant, you have a restaurant. And that's what, so here we are here today.
But if you have a restaurant, you can serve liquor.
Yes.
Is it a percentage or something? Did I?
25% of your sales has to
Okay.
be food sales, but
25%. Yeah.
That's for.
You know, and this is no reflection on either one of these restaurants, but unfortunately, we've had a real bad situation with these two particular locations. I don't know why these two locations seem to cause problem. So, you know, I'm not against doing something like this, but I think the food sales need to increase in both places. Not just that one, the other one too, 122 North Street. Same, very limited menu that was provided to us. And because otherwise, that's what we're gonna have. We're gonna have some bars down here. And that's what happened the last time at 301. It was fighting and shooting. And that's what happened over here at this other place, was fighting and shooting.
With the simplicity of my menu, with the variety of what can be fished out of what I've got on there, I can serve the full menu the entire night.
Are you planning on having bands or DJs?
I was looking to have some entertainment from time to time, but not every weekend.
How are you planning to secure your building to ensure, we were talking about the fights and all of this happening. How do you plan to ensure that that doesn't happen as it relates to security and all of that?
We're speaking with Alcohol Beverage Control. For every 50 patrons that are there, I'm supposed to have at least one person in security. And I have spoke with a gentleman that has his own security business. And in talking with him, all I have to do is let him know about how many people that I need, and he can have people on standby.
That's where what I was talking. If it's a restaurant, you wouldn't have to have security. You don't have to have somebody there. So after hours, when they open it up for a bar, then your occupancy level changes too. Greg, are you on?
it's 313.
Yes.
Yeah. So your occupancy changes based on what, if you have a bar or if you have a restaurant. So
Yeah, your occupancy would increase greatly on an assembly use in the back if you were to have a bar area. What we're seeing with both restaurants is you've got both of them wanting to have entertainment, but they're turning into more club atmosphere in the evening. There's two different liquor licenses that they provide. One of them is for a rented property, and you can't sell alcohol there, and whoever brings the alcohol into that, say a wedding reception or anything, has to be somebody other than the person that owns the property. So what we're seeing is they're opening restaurants with the goal of having the club in the back with dances and all of that stuff, because that seems to be the money makers, the selling of the alcohol, which I understand. It's just there's no clarity. It's getting muddled up as far as how much food they're going to have. They're trying to get the minimum so they can go in and do this. I understand the business side of it, but also understand trying to protect downtown area from having these things. So, I don't know, it's just seems kind of muddled up when you get in the middle of it.
I have a question. Can you hear me, Greg?
Yes, sir.
All right. What did the planning commission, is this did they recommend
They recommended that we approve it. I mean,
I thought Mr. Trotter said it was denied.
No, they gave, I should, I didn't let them open, I didn't like them to open. When I got the script like
Oh, I
that,
see.
after the inspection, Greg them did, I contacted them, explained, and told me not to open. We gotta get them in order. So I called a meeting with the police department and fire department to get together and sit down and talk and explain in the process that he can't have a live band charge to come at the door. That's a nightclub, it's not allowed. So that's how
Absolutely,
it
I
comes to a
understand.
plan.
Well, how do we, I have a question. How do we monitor something once we grant a permit? Do we have a probationary period? Do we have a period of observation?
Can we limit their operating hours?
I just asked that question. What do we have from oversight standpoint after we say, yay, you can do this? Zero?
I don't think, do we, Danny?
Well, I mean,
That's
the
why
one
we're
thing
trying to
you
address
have
it.
that we've used is the disorderly business ordinance to call them in once you have a couple of fights. But I mean, I'd rather not have a couple of fights and a couple of shootings and then be fixed.
People get killed.
It would probably be a good.
And then how do we monitor what is going on in there?
Right.
Well, our experience with either one of these two locations, unfortunately, has been bad.
In our historic district layout, do we acknowledge bars? How do we speak of bars like we do tattoo parlors or massage parlors or anything else? I mean, do we address bars?
The Board of Aldermen have the right to thumbs up or thumbs down, sell alcohol at a business in the downtown.
I'm talking about, but
No, but
I'm talking about the historic downtown.
I thought when we redid those,
Yeah, but
didn't we?
yeah, a strict bar, you're not going to allow. But that's not what they're asking for.
But that's what's in the historic development now. No bar.
Right. You're not going to allow regular bars, which y'all have said. But the question that I don't have a perfect answer to, and I wish I did, is what could you do as far as regulating their hours so that they would have to close earlier? Best way to ensure that a restaurant's going to be a restaurant is, and not something after hours, would be to limit the hours. And I don't know the answer to that. I don't really want to guess.
What does, this place down here still open? What's that?
No, John.
Salt Street? He's not open.
Not on regular, but he opened for one or two deep groups things.
Okay.
But they closed it. I mean, they limit the hours to. Robert, you got.
Yeah, I'm gonna echo what Greg has said. I don't want to be back on the back end, Greg. And if you look at it, we don't have any check and balances. And Danny just alluded to, we don't have anything to really substantiate if something was to happen. If I'm not mistaken, we've had this come before. This ain't the first time. So I think we need to look at it in terms of making sure we had a chance to digest some of these things, because tonight, if we looking for us to make a decision, I think something's going to come back.
Well, I would like to know, in a non-emergency situation, there's all kind of things we could do in a declared emergency
right now.
COVID. And my comfort level would be better if you table consideration to your mid-month meeting. And I know that's a bit of a wait, but let's answer some questions and get some things. There are things that you can regulate, and there are things that are hands-off that ABC does.
Yeah.
I want to answer.
I can see all of us have a concern. I can look at us right now. We have a concern, all of us.
No, I remember what we went through having to go to Chancery Court to shut that
There
down.
you go. So we're not going to.
May I speak for a second? I'm the one that's over 122. I don't want to get mixed in with him. I know he mentioned him, but I was included in, so I'll speak. I don't think the menu that I gave you all that's sitting in front of you, I don't think it's limited. I think we have a pretty full menu. Do they have it, Bill?
They should.
And I know when I.
This,
Yes.
that's what was provided to us.
Something else. It should be.
I mean, so it's just,
So I got
the only nighttime food is turkey legs.
No, that's not correct. That's not the right, well, it was 2 pages, when I submitted it to Billy. And so that's not the.
All it was in our
that's not
packet.
the full menu.
So I don't have it, Mario. That's all I got is.
That's the only one I
Well,
had.
I emailed him, I got it on my email, I emailed both of them, I hope she was supposed to print them off too. Like, I assume she probably just printed 1 page, but it is a full menu, 2-page front and back menu. And, we were gonna operate as a restaurant and bar, and I said that to them when I met with them. And we were planning to have live music twice a week, on Thursdays, which would be only blues. We're not gonna be playing any hip hop. We have also said some, and I don't wanna get mixed up with the people that was there before me. Because I don't have anything to do with them and they don't have anything to do with me. And I invested a lot, and it's a totally different place if you come in there today than it was when they were running it. But for your worries, I have implemented age limit, when we open the bar, for later hours, like when we have things like that. I did implement that. I do have private security. And we are running a restaurant and a bar. I'm not running a club.
In your location, we discussed parking. Mario, where's your parking?
I have a ton of parking.
Okay,
Between the middle of, I have a store right next to it.
right. Is that what you would use?
Yeah, I would use the store parking lot, and also I have parking in the back of the building.
In the back?
Yes.
South of you. So the store to the west of it is yours?
Yes.
Okay.
And so, those are just some of the things that we have done. We also have, dress code, no hats, no plain white t-shirts, no oversized clothes hanging off your butt, none of that type of stuff. So, those are a lot of things that we put in place ahead of time to kind of deter the crowd that we don't want that.
You spoken to anyone about security on yours? Somebody suggested, Robert, I think was that we get a very clear understanding of what we're voting on.
Yes.
We got another meeting the second week in August.
16.
If y'all will give us a much more detailed, I make a motion that we table this until we get a more detailed description of the hours and how stuff will be served. And menus.
Whatever you need from me, I have it. I have the hours, I have menus.
I'll second that.
Okay, you can get those to Billy.
Things like that.
Yeah. Get it up.
So
Therefore, you get a chance.
hopefully we was getting approved. We planning to open on the 18th, but I can push it back since the next week.
Yeah.
Okay.
With what he was saying, I didn't want any misconception myself. This is the first time I've actually taken this place over. I've worked there in the past,
I thought you.
but I'm actually trying to start my own business in there with the 30+ years of experience. And I wasn't trying to make just a bar.
Yeah.
And at first I was trying to have like an event center like what it was. And I was told that I had to have food. So I sat down and came up with a menu utilizing the equipment that is there. And I mean, there's almost $100,000 pizza of it in there to utilize. And I was looking to capitalize on that.
Grant, it's no reflection on either one of y'all. No. I mean, that's not what this is about. This is about the experience that we've had in downtown Cleveland. Unfortunately, we're at both of those locations. And so we're trying to protect the citizens. So anyway, I made a motion that we table this until we get more information.
Gary.
And then it gives us some clarity, making sure that we accept whatever you all. Because right now, we don't have full insight.
Let's say like I've got your operating plan and details on the menus and things in your own work. Every one of them is going to get it and have a chance to sit at home and read it and think about it and not be in a meeting. If y'all are problem right there.
Let me know what you need and I can have it to him.
Everything you said tonight,
Right.
give it to Mr. Trotter.
Yeah.
And then we'll take it up in 10 days.
Gary made the motion, Robert second. All in favor, say aye. Okay. Any opposed?
And Grant, in your situation, if you plan on using that outside alley or anything has to do with that, we need to know about that too.
At this point right now, the only thing that I want to utilize the alley for is there's no smoking allowed. And
We'll just put that in
Yeah.
those would be questions that we won't have to ask. Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thanks, Ben.
All right, Mr. Trotter.
Y'all have my report. I don't have anything unless y'all have something from me.
Okay, questions of Mr. Trotter?
No.
Okay, Anna?
Good afternoon, y'all.
Hey, buddy.
I'm good unless y'all have anything for me.
Doing a good job. Okay, Buster?
I just have one item for executive session personnel. Y'all have my report unless you have any questions. There's one other item. It's going to be bringing up, that I need to discuss with y'all.
Okay, questions of Buster? Okay, Greg?
No, so the only change that I have is, y'all got 16 fires and, we had 20 fires. I'm sorry, pager's going off. 20 fires at the end of the month. Other than that, unless anybody has any questions for me, I don't have anything.
Okay, thank you, Greg. Jamie?
Good evening. Y'all have my monthly report. The only thing I would like to add is we ended up taking in 103 animals as opposed to the current number that's on your report. But if y'all have any questions for me, I'll be glad to answer them.
Questions? Okay, Hunter?
How are y'all doing? This month, we've been super busy with water leaks. As y'all can tell, they're all over town. We appreciate y'all being patient with us. I don't have anything unless y'all have something for me.
Okay, questions of Hunter? Okay, Steve-O?
The only thing I have is downtown crosswalk signage outside of my report. I sent Dominique a thing. It's Miss Becky sent it to me and Josh, and we've looked into it. We think it kind of slow down the traffic going across them crosswalks. If someone sees it, more likely they're going to stop or yield before they even try to even go across, we're thinking. They're breakaways, or they make one that once you run over it, it stands back up, and we just want to get y'all's opinion on it.
Steve, as I go.
I'm talking about all of the crosswalks on the walking trail, or downtown only.
Yes, sir, like one in front of Mr. Danny's store, down in front of City Hall, Shelby, and Court.
In my office run over someday. Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah, I don't know. That's up to y'all. I didn't know she'd come up.
I was saying, Steve, as I go.
Why don't we let Josh look into?
Yeah.
I have to put those.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, get with Josh and.
We can put up a fence.
Clarity.
But hit reverse and hit the car behind him.
Yeah.
Put a fence up.
Let's work on this a little bit longer.
It'd be really crowded.
Do we have a lot of street signs down, Steve?
Oh, Lord.
Few here and there, we're picking them up.
I'm gonna try to help you with that because a lot of times, we would hate for the EMTs to come to a certain area and need to get to a street and they don't know where they're going.
That's right. Yes.
So
Sir.
I want to make sure you know.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Further questions? All right, we're gonna move on here. Clint?
Yeah. Evening, Mayor. Y'all have my report. I don't have anything else to add unless anybody's got any questions of me.
Questions of Clint? Okay, Jason?
The only thing I have outside of my report is would like to discuss with the board of reopening the east side basketball courts and adding the rims at Sterling Anderson Park. It's been a little over 2 years since the incident happened at Eastside Park, and I think it is time to reopen them. I don't see any reason why we should not right now.
Well, school is about to start back now. Looks like they're gonna go.
School's about to start back now. It might be a good time to open it where it's not going to be as congested right now.
Me and the mayor get together and talk about it.
No, the board's gonna decide this. Man, decide this.
We ordered to take them down. Is that what we did?
Okay, Jason.
We took them down. We took the rims down at Sterling Anderson. Like I said, a little over 2 years ago, we locked the gates to the basketball courts at Eastside. Like I said, a little over 2 years ago. Have not had any incidents in those areas since then. It's just a very nice basketball court that was open a week that has not been used, and I just kind of want to see it used.
Yeah.
Originally, we had a problem, I thought, of the older crowd
coming in with the younger crowd over there and taking the courts away from them. Is that correct?
Like I said, it was only open for 6 days. I know there's a lot of excitement during those 6 days. I don't know if we have that excitement right now. I think we open it up and, just kind of let them play ball out there.
I tell you what, as we approach it, make a long story short, we're gonna get us a plan together. And like Danny said, if those little kids out there, those grown-ups don't need to be out there. We gotta have a time schedule.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how we're gonna police that part, kind of like the tennis courts that we have out there. People just go play tennis anytime they want to.
Either you do it.
That's right. You either do it or you don't do it.
It might help some because there on Pearl Street and Alo, you find quite a few goals in the street there. It might carry the crowd on to the park.
Zine, what do you think?
I'm thinking, school has started and we've closed it. Might as well stay closed until the summer. I mean, school has started already.
I'd like to know what
I would like to put, that's what I was gonna say. I would like to know what the neighbors in the area,
My ward.
what's their contention about that, yes.
You hear that, Jason?
Did you say wait till school?
Well, no, what they said was they'd like to know how the neighbors feel.
I mean, you're gonna have it both ways. You're gonna have people
like any other subject you want to bring
that
up
are
in the
wanting it
world.
open all the time, and you're gonna have people that don't want the crowd. So
That's true.
it's not gonna be where it's gonna be one side or the other. I've heard it both ways.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like I said, we opened up the wading pool at Sterling Anderson Park this summer. Great success, no issues out there. I mean, the kids are loving it. So I just want to give them something more to do.
And I can appreciate that too. And we really have to listen to our people that are doing this every day. I mean, a great department head like yourself, and you need to give them a little thought on it anyway. It's fine with me either way, but we need to listen to our department heads. And
I don't mind going around to some houses this week or next week and maybe bring it back to the board during the mid meeting. I mean, I'll go knock on some doors and kind of see what everybody thinks around there.
I don't know.
If we open it up, we can revisit in a certain length of time if it hadn't worked.
Yeah, I think you open it for a month, and if it's a problem,
give it a
month. If it hadn't work, we readdress it.
I know the wading pool have been a great success.
Whose ward is it in?
That's Robert,
But
that's Robert.
That's my ward.
That's your ward, right?
Yeah.
It's one and one.
One's got the complaints, and hey, you just have to deal with it. I mean,
Well, squeaky wheel gets oil on most occasions, so I don't know.
Well, we're trusting our department head.
Yeah, we got to put some trust in our department head.
I've been told with Jason, me and him talked about it. I mean, we got a brand new court over there that we haven't put, money.
Michael Jordan would enjoy that.
Make the motion.
I enjoyed the mayor at the time it was open.
You and Ted.
Motion
Ted made the motion.
that we open.
Second.
Ryan second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right, we'll
Thank you.
put it on a trial basis, see how it works. And I thank you for wanting to help all the kids. Give us the other activities. You told us so much this morning of what we're fixing to get into.
Yeah, I'm excited. All right, thank you.
Okay, don't worry about it. He talked a lot longer. Right. Tell them what all's fixing to start.
Oh,
Adult
yeah,
softball, what you
so
told
we
us
got
this morning,
adult
Department head.
softball that's about to start. That'll probably start in about 2 weeks. We have fall softball, baseball, and football, which will run registration through August 22nd on that. That'll start in September. And since we have our second disc golf course, we're starting a youth disc golf program where we're going to get coaches or instructors to come out, kind of like we do with baseball, softball. We're going to split up in teams and have this coach kind of coach them how to play, and then they're going to play other teams. So I've gotten 2 people already come to want to be coaches. Once I get maybe 2 or 3 more, I'll set up a meeting and we'll have registration just like everything else. I found some starter packs online where each kid could get a starter pack, kind of like what we give like a football helmet or something, and they give it back after the season's over with. So I think that'll be something new and exciting for the kids to do as well.
And
we plan on doing that this fall.
Pickleball's really taken off as well, hadn't it?
Pickleball, they're still playing pickleball every week at the Armory, and I know a lot of people are getting out at Fireman's. I believe they're bringing their own net out there, and they're playing
Yeah.
pickleball out there as well.
Well, I'm glad to see adults are starting to use, are getting it.
Okay.
And over the next few weeks, you'll see we may have to take the courts down because we're going to re-fence both of the courts as well here soon. So it'll look pretty brand new out there.
Danny.
Jason, on the boys complex to start with, there are a lot of holes that need filling in. We got problems on some of the fields on the infield between first and third base. Are y'all gonna try to look at filling a lot of that in this fall?
You're talking about the actual fields themselves?
Yes, and around
yeah,
the fields.
you'll see at budget time. I've got a plan.
Good.
As long as you guys approve it, we can knock it out this year.
All right, we two other things. We got trees that are down. I know y'all have to wait on the equipment to do that. But the third thing is complaints I'm getting. There's a waste pro bin that's been sitting there filled up. Has it been dumped yet or moved?
That's been moved. It was out there for the state tournament, and they're supposed to come pick it up as soon as the state tournament was over. But it took them a while to get back out there and get it.
Thank you. Thank you.
But it is going.
Let me say this and last, and a lot of ladies, we're gonna move on. As we approach budget, we used to have our little workers from different schools, Del State, high school students who really participated in the park during the summer programs. And I'm hoping that we can get back to that. That's a big help to have some eyes and ears out there at that park.
Yes, so this past summer, there's just not as many applicants coming in to work in the summer as it used to. And we got pretty much everybody that wanted to got a job here this summer.
That's unreal.
Yeah. Okay, you don't have anything to say. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Dominique?
Hey, everybody.
Hello.
Okay.
All right, so I've got a few items. All right, number 2 and number 3, this is House Bill 1353. This is related to the money received for the airport terminal road extension. And so we've just got to execute some documents, and we have to open up a bank account just for this money. So we need approval to execute and open that account.
Kurt. Zena, all in favor, say aye.
I don't think you have a problem with that one.
All right, go ahead.
Oh, no doubt. Next up, we have a premium pay resolution where essentially every individual that works in law enforcement and in fire safety would get $1,000 in premium pay. So this is coming from the state, so we need to have that resolution approved.
And then I'll make the motion.
Robert made the motion. Zena second. All in favor, say aye. Okay. All right.
Thank you, Chief.
All right, next up, we have an MOU with the school district related to our school resource officers. We just need to approve that MOU.
Robert, Ted, all in favor, say aye.
Okay. Let me ask one question, Dominique, to Chief, right quick, just real quick. We up to par with our school resource officers, by the way.
We've got 2 right now. I've got one that we're going to be bringing on. And I've got one that I got to get approved through MDE because they don't meet the 3-year requirement right now. So as soon as MDE gives me that approval, we will be.
Question.
Okay.
Chief, are they still doing the SROs? Are they still doing the classes in the schools? It's been a while since I've been up on that. They don't do that anymore.
Gotten away from that because the main responsibility of the SRO is the safety of the students, faculty, and staff, and that's what they want them. They don't want them being in the classroom teaching and then something going on somewhere else.
Okay.
They want them actually patrolling.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Dominique, you got anything else?
Yes, so the next meeting or the first meeting in September is actually our Labor Day holiday. So we want to push that meeting back a day. And so we have it set for 5:30 that Tuesday. Are you guys good with that?
That's fine. The meetings that I attend are going to be pushed back probably a week.
Okay.
So I think we're okay.
So we need a motion on that.
I make a motion, we adjust the meeting date.
Second.
To September the 2nd.
Carrie and Ted, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
It'll be the 6th, I think, the day
Yes,
after Labor Day. Okay. What else you got? Raise it
Yeah,
back.
so the next thing is budget. So we're gonna push our budget sessions back just 1 week to kind of parlay into the first or the second meeting we have this month. And so we'll have our regular board meeting the 16th and then just go straight into budget sessions after that. Okay, so we'll have our first big day of budget on the 16th via Zoom. And then we'll shoot to have our department heads meet with us via Zoom on the 17th, that Wednesday.
Nothing on the 8th. We didn't have anything on the 8th.
We will be, the board will be here, but the Zoom will be, everybody else, is that, are we all?
We're all on Zoom.
Everything
All
on the
Zoom.
16th to 17th?
Yeah.
Okay, Zoom right, wait a minute.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
That's all I have unless y'all have questions for me.
Questions of Dominique? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Michelle, do you have anything?
We have Heather.
I have matter
I don't, I'm
for executive session.
Heather?
First thing, you'll see my monthly report, and we've had several things going on this month in HR. The second thing is approval for the employee action recommendation. We're going to include that executive session item unless you guys have any questions.
You should. The only reason it was listed session because it's it could involve, it's a healthcare issue, but if you're just going to pass it, you don't have to do that.
Just ringing the bell.
Yeah. You just need a motion second.
Make a motion to approve.
Gary?
Second.
Ed, all in favor, say aye. Opposed? Okay,
That's all I have.
all right. You didn't have anything to share.
I don't.
Kirk, you had some executive session, you said the airport.
Mayor, we have, let's see, we have a road report and it's some motions that we need to bring up about money. So economic development, we want to include that and possible litigation involving airport.
Okay.
And then I think the police have a personnel matter they wanted to close. Yeah. Oh, we did. Okay. Those two items, I make a motion we consider.
We're gonna go around the road. Yeah. All right, Robert.
I'm sorry. I thought.
No, I did ask you.
I don't have it.
Okay, Kirk.
I have.
Tina.
No, I don't have anything. Thank you.
Yeah, I have two things.
Okay, go ahead.
One, I know we're tired of hearing this, but I'm gonna have to congratulate Anna one more time. If y'all saw her report, her revenue was like $45,000 for the first 10 months of her first year over there. The most money we ever collected in that railroad museum was about $6,000 a year.
Great.
And it's just amazing what she's done. Okay, the other thing was this. There was an article in the Clarion Ledger Sunday a week ago. There is a lot of money out there available for assistance for crime prevention. I could not ascertain from the article how you go about getting it, but I did. I downloaded the article and I forgot to bring it with me. I'll email it to everybody tomorrow, Mayor, because I mean, it was just a whole bunch of money that's available for whatever you want to use it for crime prevention. That's all I have.
Okay. Right.
I'm good, Mr. Mayor.
I do have two quick things. Do we have a policy regarding campaign signs? We do, don't we?
Yeah, it's supposed to 30 or 60 days ahead of time.
All right, I'm having complaints about campaign signs on personal property and city property right now. Don't know names, don't know, I've gotten complaints about that. And on a good note, Dr. White's grandson, White, came by my store and said they're waiting on permits, C-Spire is, and they're moving into Cleveland with the internet, C-Spire internet. So want to pass that on.
Residential.
Good.
That's a good.
And some commercial when
When are they gonna do?
it, thank you.
What's the date?
Soon as they get the permit. Wait on permits.
You know, on that flooding rain we had Friday particularly, we need to, Buster, and us as citizens need to kind of keep an eye when you see your neighbors blowing the grass in the street. A lot of the problems we have when you get a 4-inch rain in an hour are self-imposed. So the more awareness we can have to that, the better off we are, because we got a mighty good town and we let little things get by sometimes that we ought to.
I think a lot of these commercial grass cutters are doing it too, Mayor.
I think they need to get a ticket.
True. That is so true.
Yeah. I just, we need to be vigilant on that because we saw what can happen last Friday when people were getting water in their places. That's all I've got.
Added my speech.
I think I move we consider an executive session, litigation, economic development issues of the airport.
I second the motion.
Danielle, favor say aye.
And for the
I second the motion.